Greetings and welcome to another episode of Duane's Astrophotography. Now we're going to process the Cocoon nebula from a very beautiful data set from a CDK-14 telescope. So let's get into it here. I have stacked these. They are in TIFF format, and we're going to simply open those and get started. Put me down here a little bit. Very large files, 140 megabytes, which is about 2 to 3 times bigger than the files I'm used to with my camera. So this was about a 100 plus megapixel camera that was used with this data set. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the stars. Russell Croman's Star Exterminator. We'll drop it on. I do have CUDA enabled acceleration, but the file is large, still takes about 2 minutes. You see the progress right here. Maybe I'm wrong. Looks like it's sped up now really nicely. Huh, okay, I'll take it. I've been trying to come back after a crash. It looks like something has really gotten faster. This is nice. It's going to be about 30 seconds. All right, good deal. We're approaching a minute, I would, as my guess here. Let's see what we got. Yeah, it looks like about 57 seconds. Not bad. Still longer than I want, but it's better than the 2 and 3 minutes I was getting initially when I, even using the CUDA acceleration with these files. Okay, so we're going to follow our standard procedure here, and that is to remove these files and get them iconized down, and we'll continue onward here. See if we can have the same luck. Now, this is just superb data, and the data was purchased from a remote, remote location, I believe in New Mexico or perhaps Chile, and it's I always get it confused. Dark Matters, there it is. Dark Matters Astrophotography. So that thanks to the folks at Dark Matters Astrophotography for this fabulous data. So we got these. We have to name them. I know that 4 is the last one I did, which is the blue channel. So we'll have to identify these here in just a moment. 53 seconds. I'll take that. Wonderful. We're going to pull these, iconize them down, and keep going here. We're halfway done. Now, the other thing that happened as a result of this crash, my script for the easy processing suite was corrupt, so I had to respond and put that back within pixinsight. So we'll see how that works. I miss using my ASI Air Plus. I got a Pallades William Optics scope, the Pleiades 68, and have been wanting really badly to get out, and it's just been so cold and snowy here in this part of America. Okay, we come into the last. We'll finish this off. Of course, this is the Russell Croman RC Astro X Star Exterminator, and we use noise exterminator and blur exterminator sometimes as well. So one thing I want to show you that's really remarkable, I'll show it to you here when this finishes. This is, of course, removing the stars, and it's a fascinating, detailed programming going on to be able to achieve what this does. Okay, almost there. Bing. All right. Okie doke. All right, let's say goodbye to Star Exterminator. Wonderful tool. Thanks, Russell. All right, let's rename these now. Actually, I want to rename just these. And just before I rename them, I want to show you something that's quite remarkable. Now, in pixinsight, for those of you who don't know, there is a stretching tool that's an auto stretch, and it's right there. This is a boosted one, which is even more stretched. So usually you don't want to use that. You want to go for the quieter one here, which is this one. Here, we'll stretch it and see. Now, if we look here back to the Star Exterminator, check this out. When you first look at this, you think, well, maybe those are still some stars that were left in the picture. And if we look, oh no, those are galaxies, my friend. How cool is that? Check it out. Isn't that something? All right, so what an amazing software that's able to delineate galaxies like that, even the small ones here from stars. Okay, let's just stretch all these out to see what we have as a next step. Kind of not really a necessary step, honestly, but I like to do that just to take a look. And of course, these are the LRGB filtering that was used to do this data. All right, now what we're going to do, we're just going to go ahead and rename these. So we'll start off here with 1, and 1 is the luminance. So we go to identifier and we type in lum. Okay, and we go to 2. Right click, identifier. This is our the R channel. Let's call it red. And we go to 3. Right click, identifier. Green. I know these are RGB because of the order of the numbering. 1, 2, 3, 4, LRGB. It's a direct one-to-one correspondence there, and I knew the order. Identifier again, and finally we have blue as our last one. There we are. Okay. Now let's see if we can produce some nice stretches here. Let's open these back up again. And let's go ahead and make them all large like this by clicking that second button up from the bottom, down from the top rather, right there. Okay. Where'd you go? There you are. right there. Kind of keeps things all in order here, which I like to do. All right, let's head in here. Let's bring this one up and let's stretch it. Now see, it's not stretched now, and we can tell that by clicking on this empty screen icon. You see that? So we go over here and bring it up, and we click on it, and we see it goes black. Click on it, it stretches again. So we can toggle that on and off. So let's go ahead and keep it stretched and see how close we can get to this stretch. Now we could do screen transfer function and do the same thing, but we're going to go ahead and use the script. Keep my fingers crossed that we don't crash here. So we'll go to Easy Processing Suite, and we're going to use Easy Soft Stretch and see what we get. Looks good. Looks like these numbers, we're going to keep those numbers just exactly like they are, and we're going to run it. And there it is. Pretty close. All right, let's iconize this down. Go to the next one and follow the same drill. Script, Easy Processing Suite, and Easy Soft Stretch. And you've been using the sort of the yellowish icon here. This one does not work for me, so we're going to go use this one. Very nice. Script, Easy Processing Suite. Second one down, Easy Soft Stretch. Okay, we're flying good. Beautiful. Iconize it down, the last one. Script, Easy Processing Suite, Soft Stretch, Easy Soft Stretch. Okay, fabulous. Notice all these numbers are the same. We leave them all the same. Tends to kind of balance out the, I guess, radiance and brightness of the image. Okay, we've now completed all of these, and what we're going to do now is if this was RGB here, we would have to go up here to Process and go to Color Management and change it, color space conversion, and we would have to convert to grayscale. You see that? But since they are in grayscale already, we won't need to do that. All right, so let's open all these up, and let's choose maybe luminance. I think is the one. We're going to choose that as the reference. Just number 1 here. And we're going to put it in as our linear fit reference. Process, all processes, linear fit. See, we need a reference image. We're going to go for this one right here because it's the loom. Say the loom, and we're going to put loom in as our reference. Now we're going to pull this little button over on each of these individually like this, and it will do a linear fit. You see, we've got the little windmill spinning over here, and it shows us that it's working, as well as this one. These are big files, so normally this would be done by now. We just kind of have to wait it out here. It's not too bad. Okay. Hopefully I didn't speak too soon here. "39 seconds. Okay. All right, let's go into, this is our loom, this is our 3. We're only going to do this on RG and B. So we've done green, and now let's go to blue. We'll pull it down. What we're trying to do is we're trying to use this reference luminosity to tailor each of these so that they will match in their average brightness, is what it's really doing. And it may not be the average brightness. I'm not really sure the math involved. but what it's doing is it's trying to make all of these match. So when they're combined, they look a lot nicer. Okay, 36 seconds, not bad. I always try to keep an eye on this, so so I kind of know the benchmark. All right. Well, iconize that one down. Finally, we go for the last one. Now let's try to take a look at what this is really doing to it. We'll watch it closely here. So we'll watch the time, and when it gets to almost 0 here, we'll look and see how much difference this makes in the image. And actually, you don't really worry about that so much. Sometimes it looks like it's going to be too dark, but it ends up, being nice when we combine it in our next step. And we can also do a toggle comparison here just to see it. We're still spinning here, taking about 40 seconds, 30, 38, 39, 40 seconds. Okay, see, it made it a little darker. And anytime you want to compare, you click at the top here with the left, go up to image, and just undo it. See that? We can see the difference. Image, redo. See, it went darker. Okay, not much darker. It looks like a really good job. It's performing this nicely. We're done with linear fit. Now we're going to come up here, open these up. Let's just iconize this one down. These are all our nebula. Images in this is stars only. Anytime you want to see that, you can always come up here and just hover on each one of these, and it actually shows you, what it is. See that? You can actually see that this is the nebula. Okay, so now we're going to come in here and decide, I think, just to combine these right now. We have already stretched them, so we're going to go to Process, and we're going to go to All Processes, and we're going to do this LRGB combination. Great tool, very necessary. We go to Loom, put it in the Loom. pixinsight is such a wonderful, wonderful software. So once you learn to use it, it's just fabulous. And there's so many things I still have yet to learn. So it leaves you with plenty of things to overcome, put it that way. All right, so now we're ready. Let's hit this button here. That's going to give us our first color image. And we'll see what it looks like. We're going to fix this image up in Photoshop next. I love layer-based processors. We're going to head into Photoshop, maybe even do a little bit of Lightroom here before it's over. It's a big file. That's taking quite a long time. Lots of data. Lots of wonderful data of space. So I can't complain. Okay. Let's get rid of this. Let's take a look. Well, that's very pretty. We could almost leave it like this. What great data. And normally I can't say that about it when I get to this point. Some of the times the data looks sort of washed out, and look at this, we still see the galaxies in there. This just looks really, really, really good. Look at that. That's just amazing. All right, so what we're going to do now is let's go ahead and save this off right now. And in fact, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to save this as a project, and I'll just cut this out of the video because I don't want to lose what I've done here. So let's go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're done with the saving of the project. So you can see here it says writing project, and I tell it where I want it to go, and it actually copies every single one of these, so I can open up pixinsight and immediately start from here if I want to. It's a real time saver if you want to use pieces from a previous, some previous work you've done or whatever. You want to go and make some other revision and etc. Okay, so now we're going to save this off, file, and save as, and we're going to save it. Let's just save it as LRGB. That's what it is, LRGB. It's called LRGBX. Okay, and we're going to save that, and it's saving it, yes, in the right place. Here we go. And it looks like I have another one that's named that, so I want to make sure that I'm keeping this one. Let's try again here. File, save as. Let's go LRGBXX. Double X. And if we get to triple X, we're going to be in trouble. No. Okay, so we're going to save here. All right, now we want to make sure now this has been stretched. Here's the rules for good processing. 32 bits. No, we do not want 32 bits at this point. We've already stretched this information. We're headed into 16-bit actions now for the rest of the time. So and that's again because we have stretched this. Okay, we just stretched it up here using script and easy processing suite and easy soft stretch. So okay, we want 16 bits. So let's go OK. All right, we're going to open up Photoshop now. And we're going to do a little bit of manipulation now in Photoshop, very little, because I really like the way this looks. I don't want to change it, but I do want to increase the contrast and reduce the noise. We're going to do those two operations. Very, very, very nice operations in Photoshop. Okay, we'll go to File and Open. We should have our XX. There it is. Open. All right. Now, what we're going to do here, we're going to go into, just as a very first thing, what I like to do is go into Filter and Camera Raw Filter, and we're going to manipulate this image slightly to increase the contrast and make it more three-dimensional. And the way we do that is we come down here. Look how nice that histogram is. That's beautiful. Right on top, one right on top, all but this little bit of green right in here. Very equalized. Okay, we're going to go down here now again to increase the clarity and reduce some of this haze. So we're going to go to the dehaze and we're going to pull it up right on over to the right. Now you see if we go too far, the image kind of tends to start becoming green, and you can see the histogram here poking out. So we don't want to do that to it. We want to move it just maybe ever so slightly, because at 0 here, we look back at 0. Now look compared to 0 and say -10. See, it's starting to pull in some details. So maybe we'll go to about 15 there. Let's try 15 now. Let's look at the clarity. Clarity can give us some real boost in, in the details. I see what clarity is doing to the histogram. It's basically stretching it from side to side, widening it. See that? How it's doing that? So we can go all the way up here if we want to, and sometimes I have. Maybe we will this time. We're going to go. I don't know, that looks pretty good. And we want to make sure we're not going to blow out. We're going to make it look like a cartoon here. But let's head up to about 79. That looks pretty good to me. Now the texture is something you have to really be careful about, because it can kind of tend to make it look too choppy. But we're going to also go up a little on it. Let's try about maybe 33. I like that. And we say OK. Watch it change now. Here it goes. We'll see if we've done anything well. Oh yes, look at the details there, folks. All right, I think we're finished. We got some good three-dimensionality here. We might come up and do one last thing here. We're going to do image adjustments and levels, and sometimes we end up with a kind of a noise area here. See that? That's all noise, so we can eliminate it, and sometimes it doesn't look as good to eliminate it, but let's just take a look. It should darken up the image slightly, and I think that is going to be pretty good. I don't want it too dark, but it certainly does do a lot of nice contrasting, and it shows us even more detail up in here, right? You see that? Yes? Okay, so we're going to keep that just like that. Well, I'm telling you, that looks nice. If we go into the selective color, we can maybe do one thing. Selective color is a dangerous thing. Okay, but let's head into that image adjustments and selective color. We have to be careful, use it very, very wisely. Let's go into, let's see here, reds and cyan. Sometimes we can bring out the nebula a little bit more. You see the nebula itself is maybe widening a little bit slightly. We might go up about maybe, I don't know, maybe not much more than 11 there, because it's already pretty bright. Let's try 11 and say okay. And I think I'm going to call that a wrap. It's an LRGB image. We don't want to do the color, change the color so much. We've got a lot of sort of bluishes and browns there, and we're seeing this sort of dark nebulosity in here, really nice and good detail. I think that is going to be a wrap. It is a little dark, and I'm going to try this as a last possibility. We're going to go and see if we can make this a little brighter. It does seem to be fairly dark. We'll raise it up just a hair. And seriously, I mean just a hair, like that. Okay, now we got some lightness coming in, because once we put the stars back in, it's going to tend to reduce it. So I believe that is just really nice looking. Let's say okay. All right, let's go for that. Maybe a little on the green side, but we can try to eliminate that. Let's try one thing here with the. We're going to with the layer and new adjustment layer, and we're going to do a hue saturation. This is a really good tool to really tweak it in right at the end. Let's try to go here to some of the magentas. Sometimes if you take this out, you can reduce the reddish. See how I'm going to fake it out for you. See that red around the nebula? We can eliminate that more. So here's 0 again. Let's take it over. Not much difference going on there, so I'm going to go ahead and just leave it at 0. We'll just type in 0 here, and we won't mess with that. Okay, I think that's going to be enough. We got good contrast. Everything looks nice. All right, there is one thing I am going to do here. It looks like maybe I wouldn't have to, but I know if I don't, I'm going to see noise, even though we haven't zoomed in here. We're going to go into filter, and before we do this, we got to always click on background. See that? We always have to have that selected. And we go to filter, and we go to Topaz Labs and Topaz Denoise. Wonderful software. And we're going to do a little denoising, because this is going to have some pixelation in it, some spots, some shot noise, maybe background noise from the camera still, and this just eliminates it completely. All right, here's what I'm talking about. Look up in here. You see that noise right in there? See, it's sort of a fuzziness. See that fuzziness right in there? You look over here, we're going to go to severe noise, remove the noise. And it's not all that bad, honestly. But if you look right here, let's just compare this directly. Okay, this is a really good comparison. Look right there. See that? And then look right here. Even though we have more detail here, we're still seeing that noise when we zoom in. So I like this better. We're going to go ahead and keep that. Right here, we're going to have recover original detail, push all these over, and hit apply. We'll see the little bar come across here as it's processing, and we'll be finished. We might use a little Russell Croman blur exterminator here at the end to kind of crisp up these edges right in here, because they've gotten pretty pretty sort of smacked down. Okay, I think that is a wrap. We're going to go ahead and merge this down like that, and we're going to say File, Save As, save on my computer. Make sure it's a TIFF, and we're going to call this, let's call this, even though we didn't use it much, cell color. Okay, we save that. That looks good. We're going to go ahead and open up pixinsight again. There's our original image, and we'll do a direct comparison here. Open. There's our cell color we just did in Photoshop, and let's compare them side by side. And I always like to say at this part of the video, this brings out the waza. I call it the waza. Check it out. All right, so there's some waza for you. See the difference here? Not nearly as much. Look how much we have gained right in here, especially right in here. Look at that. Look at that detail right in there. We don't even see any detail right here. We're seeing the detail. Really nice. Everything looks better. The galaxies are coming out better. Everything is just not as blurry looking, and even the stuff down here. So this is a much better image over here. Let's go ahead and get rid of this one. And we're not going to get rid of it. We're just going to put it over here. All right. I believe that we are finished now. We are going to do the stars. Now, the stars are interesting. There are several ways to do the stars because, see, they're not stretched at this point. And one way I've been finding, I mean, that does work. I have used it. Let's see. These stars are pretty pungent, though. Let's see if we can get by with this. We'll do a script easy processing suite, because this will really tend to blow the stars out if we're not careful. Let's see if we can stretch this. Yeah, see how blown out these are. Let's try it. And what we're going to do is now we're going to come in here to the histogram here, process, all processes. And if we come to all process and do a I never can find it here. There we go. Histogram transformation. And we'll just see if this makes any sense at all. Now, see, it's tempting to do this, but you see how the star is really blowing out there, and we're going to eliminate these stars anyway in Photoshop here in a minute, but we want to just barely see that, so we really kind of pull it over pretty good, something like that. We still want to see the refraction here from the telescope on those stars, so I think that's pretty good right there. Okay, let's go ahead and hit the square, and that will apply it right in here. Okay. And now we're going to come up here and we're going to eliminate. If you ever do that, you have to go over here now. That's changed on me, which is not really good. I don't know exactly how to get that back again. That figures. Doesn't that just figure? Yeah, we don't want to close it. And we don't normalize it. Oh boy. Not sure how to get out of this. Stay on top. Let's see if I can just come here and do something here. Fit for preview. Full preview. And I don't know, let's try a fit preview. Okay, that's it. R, G, and B. Very nice. Okay. Let's see, just for grins, to make sure one last time that these are stretched. I think they are stretched. This is the check of stretching. Yeah. Because we'll end up with a big problem if we try to combine these when they're not stretched. It looks like they are all stretched nicely. We are going to do one thing in Photoshop, okay? So we're going to save each one of these off right here. And this step is it's just a valuable step. I know it's a lot of work, but I want to show you this. You've probably seen it before, but we're going to go ahead and save these off, each one. Let's just say autosave stars. Let's say 2 PS. Keep it a TIFF. Put it to 16 bits because we've already stretched them. Remember, that's what we do. Get rid of that. Let's save each one of these off. Save as a TIFF. We'll save it as 16 bits because we've already stretched it. Iconize it down. Save this off. I always say, if this detail bothers you, then you don't need to be an astrophotographer, okay? This is great for obsessive compulsive bozos, okay? Like me. All right, so let's go to 2 PS, and we save it as a TIFF. Go to 16 bits. Okay, iconize down, and we get into a roll here. Make sure you don't roll off the cliff though. Save as, space, 2 PS, as a TIFF, save, 16 bits, very important, and we iconize it. Okay, we're done with these. Put them over here. All right, so now we've got our beautiful image here, and we're going to leave it right there and come back to it here in a minute. We're done with the screen transfer function. We can get rid of that. And we're going to open these up in Photoshop, and we're going to reduce the number of stars with this technique. So open, and we go up here to all these stars that we did. Control, left click all those to get them open, all 4 of them. And they'll open up in Photoshop for us. Now we're going to go one at a time. We'll start with 3 here. See all these stars? It's just so many stars. It's going to ruin our galaxies that we have in here that we want to see, and it's going to, kind of cloud everything up as far as the nebulosity and the detail. So we're going to come up here with filter, and in fact, now that I see this, I think it's just too much. This is too much. So we're going to come in here even to image adjustments. You got to be careful with this because this will tend to make your stars look blocky, and we don't want to do that. But we want to reduce this down by a little bit here. Let's try 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's just try 20 just for the heck of it. Make sure it's working. See, it's working. Even 20 is probably not too much to do that with. Yeah, this is just quite a lot of stars. I think I like that. Let's back it off just a bit. Let's back it off to like 15, okay? And we'll do that to each one while we've got them here. We'll back this off to 15. Okay. Open up each one. See how that one's brighter, has just more back glow from the stars, and we're eliminating that, or trying to, with this adjustments here at levels. We go to 15. I keep them all the same if we can, and we open up the final one and go to image adjustments, levels, and 15. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to eliminate these back stars here by going to filter and noise and dust and scratches. You didn't know dust and scratches could be used on stars, huh? So look at this. See, we got 6 already. See how the stars have been reduced? Now what it does though when you're doing this is it tends to kind of mess up the big stars that we have here. But we want to go down pretty good. Look out in here, especially up in here. We want those to be, blacker. It's just too many stars, especially the little sort of reddish gray tinge that's around all those. It's just noise. So let's try to back this way up to a 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, 8. Let's go up to about 15. Yeah, 15 is probably getting too much because, see, it's making these stars very fuzzy, which is not all that bad of a thing. But I think we're going too far there at 15. Let's try 11. And maybe 11 looks pretty good to me. The stars are very, very fuzzy, though. Let's not quite go to 11. Let's go to about 6 or 7. Let's go to 7. Okay, we're going to do 7 on each one of these. Yeah, they're all different slightly. Okay, let's try image, filter, and noise, dust and scratches. Go to 7 on this one also, and just keep going right on down the line. Again, there's just an infinite amount of things you can do with this, and it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. But we're going to go ahead and try all of it, do all of it the same, try to get an evenness. Noise, dust and scratches, 7 pixels. All right, that looks pretty good. Let's see how they look together. They're not all that different. Some of them are a little larger than others, which will probably be okay. All right, now we're going to go ahead and save these off. File and save as. Make sure it's a TIFF. We're going to call it, let's call it D and S, DS for dust and scratches. Okay, move to the next one. File, save. And it's a lot of work, but it's a difference in having an image that looks half done, or one that you're proud of, because you put the work into it. All right, so this is it. Let's leave Photoshop open, come in here to pixinsight again. We're going to open up all 4 of those files. Open. See if we can find them right here. They're DSs. Again, click, control and left click on those DSs. Get them all back into pixinsight nicely. It'll open those up. All right. Now we're ready to do our final combination in cropping. It looks like we don't need to do any cropping, but we'll see. Let's go ahead and say this is it. It's a little bit reddish looking. These images, we can kind of see they're reddish looking, but when we combine them, we could be okay. So let's just go ahead and combine them now. Process, all processes, and we're going to combine them because it is a color image, and do it the same way we did these in the previous operation here. We'll go up and find our L here to start with, and that's going to be right here. Autosave 1 is our L, so iconize it down, put L in there. Okay, and our red is number 2 in good order, and number 3, I'm hoping right there, that's right, number 3 is green, and number 4 is blue. Very good. Number 4. All right, let's hit this and see our color stars image, LRGB. All right, very nice. Yeah, very nice. You can see, you got to stare at it a while to see the color, but this is sort of blue, and this is yellow, and yellow again, and kind of maybe some greenish ones here. So we're definitely seeing red, reddish orange stars, and green and blue ones. Okay, looking good. I think we're going to keep that just like it is. It's still a little bit full of stars here. We could do a histogram transformation, but we're going to go ahead and leave it right now, just for now, to go ahead and finish the video. I think we're going to find that everything works fine. Take one last look at those galaxies there. That's so cool. All right, thank the CDK 14 telescope for that, right? Okay. Thanks, Dark Matters Astrophotography. All right, so we're going to go ahead and combine these now as the last step. We're done with this. Combine them in pixinsight pixel math process, all processes, and then we're going to go to pixel math. There we are. Hit expression editor, find our files. We got LRGBXX. Sometimes it helps to branch this out over this way so you can see if you've got long file names here. And where's our XX at? There it is. Double click. Now I'm going to go to the equal sign with a shift key. Get a plus sign up there. See right there, plus sign. And we're going to put in our stars. So we got LRGB stars. And actually those were, let's see, I didn't notice that, what they are actually. Autosave, it's not going to be autosave. It's probably going to be image 23. Let's go ahead and take a guess here and go with double click. Come on, double click. All right. And we say OK here. All right, let's just make sure we really got 23 here. Yeah, that's what we got, 23. All right, that's a Windows thing, right? I guess if you have a Mac, you don't have those problems, supposedly, but Mac creates a lot more problems, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. Okay, so here we are. We're ready now, and we're going to drop this, which is both of the images, and we're not going to drop it in here, but we're going to drop it in here. Here we go, our final image. See what it looks like. Nice. I think you will agree that is nice. Okay, so let's hit this pixel math. Let's take this out of here, iconize it down over here, and let's just take a good look at this thing and see what it looks like. Beautiful. Let's pull it out a little bit. Always looks a little nicer to me when it has like a frame around it. It gives you a better vantage point. I love how the stars look, you know, the reddish colors and blue and greenish colors. And I don't know if we've lost our galaxies. We could have lost our galaxies. There's one right there. See that? Okay. There's another one. There's another. It looks like a couple of galaxies there. Pretty incredible. All right. What an amazing group of data here. Again, thanks to Dark Sky, or Dark Matters, rather, Astrophotography. And I believe now we are ready here. You notice you can always tell the sign of a really good processing is there's no need for cropping here, folks. Do you see that? I'm not even going to crop this image. That's how good it is. All right, so this has been Duane's Astrophotography. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a long video, a lot of data, and above all, clear skies.